open the web page, didn't actually get into the game. All right, there we go. I've got it now.
I did take a little bit of time today to organize my notes into a new notebook.
Ooh.
So I've got all of my notes in here. And you guys saw all of my dice earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We did see all of your dice. I feel like we're becoming a real D&D game over here.
It only took how many years of us just talking about planning and doing it?
Since I think like, was it before the pandemic or was it like right around the pandemic?
I think
We played games before the pandemic, and then we started conversations like, hey, maybe, and then COVID happened.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
because I remember Nate, you weren't part of this yet, but it was the four of us, we all met in John and Elizabeth's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Which
or
is now a
house.
house.
Yes, it got Tom Nooked, leveled up. Yeah, so we met over there, and I gave them like the American 1.0 lore.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, they saw the old map. A few people saw the old map, but now it's just on my files, and I was like, yes, this is what it used to be, you garbage island. Now you're a whole world.
Now you are right. It used to just be the island.
It's true.
Used to be an
And then you
island.
added a whole bunch of stuff to it.
Yeah. In short, I wasn't happy with it. And now, American has 1, 2, 3 parties, and then is about to get about like 5 to 7 mini campaigns done in it as well. So,
Ooh.
That's cool.
yeah.
Nice.
So one of those, I think, is happening in February.
It's a lot of campaigns that you're running.
Yeah. As I was saying before we all started this call, it's like I've been doing content creation for about 6 years. I think this is the year that I want to like actually see if moves can be done on it. And now that I found something that I actually enjoy doing,
Yeah.
so it's like, okay, if it's anything, let's try it with D&D.
Yep.
So
Nice.
See, Dave, and I'm adding to it with all of this new fancy stuff.
yeesh. I have fancy stuff behind me too.
Hashtag nerd life. Except I steal all of my books, so they're all virtual.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe someday we can play this game. Ah, it's so heavy.
Twilight 2000.
As long as it has nothing to do with the actual books of Twilight, I'm great.
It does nothing to do with Twilight, the books. The Twilight
Come on, those
2000.
movies were hilarious.
I never watched them, so I'll take your word for
So bad.
it. Twilight 2000 is a game. It's like a continuation of a game that was made back in the 80s called Twilight. And pretty much Twilight 2000 takes part right around like the 2000s. And it's like kind of a post-apocalyptic world, but after World War III. So like World War III just happened and everything is still fresh. So you play as like soldiers like going across, I think it's Poland. You can do it kind of wherever. But the neat thing is like it has a life path system to create your characters. And it's so cool, and it's literally a game all on its own. So like you start off like, what's your childhood? Okay, you get like a bonus to like driving due to like whatever your childhood is. Okay, are you gonna go into the military service or go and get your college degree? And then like if you go, and then from there it's like, okay, roll dice to see if you succeed and promote and all this other stuff. And it's by the end of it, it's like you roll dice, and at any point, if you roll dice, war could break out, and so you could be like 20 something and be like a fresh out of training army person or like whatever field you go into, to being someone that is like almost 40 years old and is like starting to feel the effects of age and slowing down and not feeling very kind to people. And it's like you can have all these, like you can have your stats decrease just from age and in character
You
creation.
just described John. He's 40, slowing down, grumpy old man.
I'm not slowing down.
I wish I could look like Jon when he's 40. Except I like chicken nuggets and McDonald's too much.
You know, it's so hard.
I like frozen sugar way too much. I like to drink it.
EOG in the
true,
chat.
man.
He's like, I want to hide in the glitter and sprinkle in that game box so bad. It's not about vampires, dang it. That's Vampire the Masquerade. And that is...
I am all for a vampire game.
I will
said that when we were
bite
talking.
everybody's neck that wants it bitten.
I think it would be
If we
so
play a
fun.
vampire game.
That'd be
I'll be
amazing.
I'm gonna turn all of the children into vampires. That's
Oh
my
my-
only goal.
Team
Gosh,
Jacob.
and
And I'll have a creepy child vampire army, and I will take over the world.
Nate, did you say you're gonna be Jacob?
Maybe.
That was E's favorite, so
I don't know what we're talking about. So...
We're talking
it's
about
right. Nobody else needs to know what I'm talking about.
But hey, let's stop this nerd conversation and play some other nerd conversation with dice.
Fine.
All right.
Okay.
Alrighty. So this is the first game of the new year.
Woo.
Oh
That's crazy.
yeah.
Jeez, I
Well,
haven't seen you guys since last year. Oh my goodness.
I know.
yeah. We tempted fate by meeting with people in the eve of Omicron.
In the
I had it and I'm
That is
alive.
true.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
It's
And I
like
don't have clouds of mucus coming out of me anymore, so it's great.
yeah.
Gross.
Um,
Thankful for that.
My whole family
Things to look
got
forward
it while
to.
I was in Washington. So the last for 2 weeks, I lived with people that had it and never
Never got
still
it.
staying resistant.
never got it. Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like there's a TikTok I saw, and like I totally feel really bad for this girl, but she's like, I don't know who she is. I only seen the one TikTok, but it's like made it through whole 2020 and 2021 without getting COVID, and it's like playing the song, and the song just holds and it gets quiet, and she's like got cancer, and it shows her in the hospital, and I'm like, this is really funny, but I feel so bad for you. It's like, oh my goodness. And I was like, you had to get the other C.
Yeah. It's like, I'll take one COVID.
The other C.
Just not gonna say anything because I'll get myself in trouble or us banned.
No. Well, if you're gonna say anything about my mom, I make mom jokes all the time. So-
Oh no. I was just gonna say something along the lines of, well, if the cancer doesn't get her, the COVID will.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Like the fun part about cancer is that it kills your immunity system.
Oh my gosh, so dark.
So anyway, one of the things that we're going to be doing today is playing D&D. Now that we lost everybody, if you made it this
Hey,
far,
everybody, have a great night.
as I said, guys, this is the group of people that we played multiple games and like we're really comfortable with each other. But anyway, just want to let everyone know in my chat that I will not be able to talk to you guys directly because I'm going to be running the game, and I have a hard time just focusing while chat's going on. If there's RP and stuff going on, I will type in the chat with you guys. I'm not ignoring you guys. It's just trying to run the game and somewhat remember everything. Yeah, I don't, as Josh said, I don't really like any of you guys. I like your money and your views. No. That's right. I'm gonna become like Scrooge McDuck. If I could do a Scottish accent, I would feel wit. I broke my chair. There's a bolt that keeps falling out of my chair. Found
Oh
it.
man,
This is a new chair too. It
all
is.
those McNuggets, Dave.
I know, all the McNuggets. But yeah, but today, I think today's gonna be a fun session. there's like a lot of like it's really funny because like all the main campaigns that are happening right now, like there's like they are all coming up on like milestone episodes, I feel like. And so
Nice.
like we weren't able to play last night, but I told one of the players was like, hey, I'm warning you guys, I'm making the next combat really hard and I'm going to come and try to kill you. Like I'm warning you guys, like you're gonna want to play smart. And then we were talking about it and I'm like, even though things might have changed, I am still actively going to try to kill your characters next session.
I love
it.
Bring it, Dave.
Yeah, so not with you guys, because you guys kind of you guys are really good at creating your own problems, which we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh shoot, am I still? Thank you. I didn't realize I was still in. I thought I did. Oh my gosh, come on, move out. There we go. I thought let's do that. I thought I changed to this. I got distracted for getting water. City of Mist. I think this is episode 5. By the way,
Made it to 5 episodes.
Oh no, Spars. Thank you for letting me know that. That is something I would like a warning about. Here.
That was 2 natural 4s in a row. That's awesome. That's a great.
Well.
That's a
Oh
great
yeah,
way to
I
start off
have
your rolls.
new PAX Unplugged dice that we're rolling with today.
Oh.
Get these like shiny sparklies.
Ooh.
Nice.
I know.
Oh my goodness. What just happened? Everything just like.
What's going on?
No, it's on my end. Like everything
Wait,
decided.
is that one of the Star Wars guys' heads on top of Sonic the Hedgehog's body?
Yeah, that's my background.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
No, because you fixed your stream.
Yeah. So.
Why anger one group of people when you can do 2?
Yeah. Well, pretty much it was posted in my co-host's Discord, and I thought it was hilarious. I made it my background, and it's been my background all throughout COVID. Oh my goodness. I think I put this as my background at the start of COVID. So guys, I'm actually the one holding the power. I am the reason, but not until I change my background. Uh-oh.
Change your background.
I'm getting all. Oh my goodness, what's here? I'm getting all the messages. What's happening? But yeah. So while I take care of this stuff, does someone want to give an update of where we're at with this nice, hopeful music? We'll see how long it is going. It will last. But yeah, and whoever gives who gave the update last there? Does anyone remember who gave the review last
The
time?
last one, but we all have inspiration.
Okay, well then you guys can get
Just
a
do it
thumbs
for
up.
creativity's sake.
Yeah.
Go, Josh.
We haven't had a battle enough to like use our inspiration.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah, that's
Zephan
true.
probably should have used it at some point. Well, he didn't have it at that point, but
Yeah.
but he didn't die, so we're good.
I actually have never really played with inspiration before, so I'm not 100% positive.
it just gives you
What do you
advantage on a
bet?
roll.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Okay.
A reroll.
Mhm.
So
Like
you
a
need
luck
to use it
point.
in like big moments where you might die or kill something.
Right, Josh.
Dave, how much of a recap do you want? Do you want like a real fast like what's happening in the world, or just what happened since last session?
Why don't you just do a recap, I guess, from the last session. We can do that.
Before we jump into that, did you want to do the hit point stuff? Or are we
Oh
doing that
yes. I'm glad you remember that because I didn't.
I would have brought it up at some point.
after?
Yeah,
I
so
still haven't updated my my character sheet with it. So
At
Give me one.
all?
I
Oh,
have
we're
neither.
just with that.
just gotta send this.
Someone's gonna have to tell me what I roll for hit dice because I don't actually remember.
ooh,
or how to
Paladin
find it.
dice.
All right,
Uh,
so while
Look
you're
up
looking,
paladins real quick. for me.
yeah, I think it might be a D10
I have D8s.
because
Yeah,
I
it'll tell
feels
you.
high.
It'll tell you in D&D Beyond. If
Uh,
you go
Paladin
into
You go to your
your
player handbook and
is-
look at your class.
Hey.
Paladin and
Yeah,
fighter
I'm
are
a paladin.
D10s.
yeah.
And then
Whoa.
anybody who's a wizard's a D6. So sorry for
Oh
that.
yeah.
wizard.
Okay.
So just for everyone in chat, we're doing a fun little thing that Josh messaged me about. I was like, are we doing this? And we're totally stealing something from a network that I know Josh and I listen to that we enjoy, called the Glass Cannon Network. But what we are doing is we are rolling for HP. So since these guys just leveled up last round, they're going to roll their hit die, I'm going to roll their hit die, and whatever is the highest number, they're going to add that to their HP. If we tie, we re-roll. And even if the number is worse, they have to take it. So,
That's brutal.
so who would like to go first? Let me know what your hit die is.
I can go. I have a
Alright.
D10.
All right. That's a D8. As much as I would love to roll that. Okay.
Don't
What'd
trip
you
me
roll?
here.
I rolled a 3.
Ooh, I rolled a 10.
There you go. Does anyone else have a D10 for theirs?
I have a D10 for mine.
All right, let's get that. Let's knock that out.
My hit dice is actually 2d10 at level 2. Yeah, fighter
No,
gets
that-
1d. Fighter gets 1d10 hit dice every level.
The hit dice is for for your
Is that-
short rest.
Right,
so
right.
you roll 1 per
Yeah.
level
I got you.
to,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
up
yeah.
your HP, but then you gain those hit dice to use during your short rest throughout a day.
Yep,
Yes.
that makes sense.
So I have my number.
I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 4. I'm switching dice.
All right.
Well, I will be switching dice anyway. So, Nate, how about you?
What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
I have a
No,
D8.
what did John roll?
8.
8.
Oh,
8.
look at that.
And who wants Nate, what am I rolling for you?
I have a D8.
D8. Oh, right. So rolled. What you get?
I got an 8.
I got an 8. Oh, reroll.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, that's brutal.
Hey, what you get?
I got a 5.
I got a 7. Take a you get 7.
There you go. You got 7.
Okay.
That's not bad.
7 plus your constitution.
Remember,
Yep.
Remember, if you have a con modifier, you add that to it as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. just
After
making sure.
after we roll die,
Thank you.
because I don't have your modifier.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, what am I rolling for you?
All right, D8 as well.
I don't want to roll that one anymore. I gave too much HP with that one. Let's roll this one. All right. I got a 6.
I rolled a 6. Ah,
Oh.
Oh, no.
All right.
Ooh, I like it.
What'd you get?
7.
I rolled an 8.
All right.
You guys will never die.
I have 22
I
hit
know, we
points.
all kind of maxed out.
You'll
That's
live
awesome.
you'll live forever.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I'm up to 25 hit points. Level
Look at
2.
that.
Yeah, I'm rocking
Oh,
28.
hold on.
What the
Dave.
heck?
28?
Well,
What are
we
you
can
at?
roll. We can roll.
17.
Yes, we will do that. We'll do that in a bit.
later
Yes.
because that changes.
That will determine on what will happen.
Wait, we're gonna roll what?
Nah, that's for little Ash.
Little Ash gets to roll. at some point, but-
There could be something that will be happening later, and depending on what happens, hit die might
Oh,
change.
no.
So
Oh no.
pretty much right now, he is a cat. Well, no, I guess he does have a class.
Right now, his hit die right now is D10. So
Yeah.
little ranged warrior.
All
got
right,
one.
so, who would like to do the recap? Was it Josh? You said you would want to do it.
Yeah. I'd do
All
one real
right.
quick.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
gonna
so the
I'm gonna get rid of
last-
this happy music and let's get into some. This one's called the unsettling thumbled. What does this sound like?
As we started our last session, our party of the I just looked at what our stinking detective agency is called.
Raven Scales Detective Agency.
The Raven Scales Detective Agency found themselves stuck in the sewer with the water rising, maybe due to two tieflings turning every valve in a place, and our party decided to split as we found stairs leading to the down where Little Ash said Hoglord was, and Zephan made his way off to the left where Lor, Zevarra, and Aesheon made their way off to the right, and Zephan found himself in a storage room where he found a piece of paper that said that the small ones were in Cresthaven with the servants of Reese, and then out popped two viper cobra type snakes who put Zephan into 1 hit point off of 3 attacks, and Zephan narrowly escaped out a door, keeping those snakes hidden in there. Meanwhile, while that was happening, Lor, Zevarra, and Aesheon are making their way up a path to try to figure out what's going on. Lor and Zevarra leave Aesheon at the door. They go up. Aesheon, in his boredom, opens the door, and Little Ash says, Hoglord. And so Aesheon begins to run into this room, but as he's doing that, the whole party realizes Aesheon is not where he's supposed to be, and Zevarra grapples Aesheon, and Aesheon begins to thaumaturgy, Hoglord's in that room, as they're trying to explain to Aesheon that the kids aren't here, and Aesheon is so focused on Hoglord. And as we pull out into the main corridor where the water is rising and getting higher, Hoglord and his henchmen show up, and there's the giant goblin, which I guess just looks like a normal human goblin size.
He's the
comes out
shack
the
of
door.
he's the shack of goblins.
And the shack of goblins comes out of the door that we were just in, and Hoglord goes, which Little Ash says, big splash, telling us that there is a giant wall of water coming, and Dave rolls a d6 secretly, and we had 6 rounds to escape. And then a pursuit of fleeing happens for the whole rest of the time, and we make it through every single door until we shut the final door. And as we shut the final door, this water just popping through everything, and then just enough water pressure hits that last door that it just comes out from underneath, and the party survives by the skin of our teeth. And as we exit the sewer, everyone in the town, including the birds, Zevarra's favorite couple she's ever met, come out to figure out why all of this plumbing and water is not working, and they pay no attention to us, and they all just run down the sewer past the 2 wet tieflings, and our group heads back to the detective agency, and we start to talk about our next plan on how do we get into Cresthaven.
Okay.
And that is where we are at.
Round of applause. Alright. Yeah, I was going to do that. So why don't we just drop in the detective agency right now? This music was a lot more intense than I was expecting.
It worked well. No
It
worries.
was
And
a
so-
pretty intense situation of almost dying.
Mm-hmm.
And I was supposed to follow Hoglord. I rolled to follow him, and you all told me I wasn't supposed to follow him. And so Aesheon is alive because of your bravery. So thank you.
None of these music, everything is like either really happy or just like super action packed. I don't know where any of the somber music is.
That last one wasn't too bad.
The first one, the one that we started off on.
The middle one, the one you just had on.
With this one. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yep, that works.
You know what this song
But
reminds
we're
me
still
of?
all missing Sue, and we're happy that we're not dead, but Sue's not with us yet. So
Yes, the overarching goal of finding Susan Brittlebeak, your mentor, savior, and maybe friend. Who knows? We'll see. Oh man, the music got loud in my ears. Which one is it? So, this. Alrighty. So then, you guys have all met back here. If I remember correctly, I think a lot of you guys, he like passed out in the corner. Lor went and was just kind of fixing some things and just like, yep, another day, another dollar. And I know that there's a few things that people want to do, but we're going to say, well, before we leave, is there anything you guys want to say with each other?
Well, and, as we ended last time, so Zephan was sleeping, Lor was tinkering, and then Zevarra and Aesheon had a conversation about Aesheon was going to go talk to Brother Trust, and so Zevarra gave him a sending stone before he left.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you gonna go talk to Brother Trust right now?
Yeah, so he's
Okay.
So
we
his
can do
intention
that. Yeah.
was him taking little Aesheon in his backpack. Actually, we'll just leave the character here. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
like
too much.
I don't have scenes set up for everything, so we'll just
No,
sit here.
we don't have to take a scene for it, but
Yeah.
but yeah, so he's gonna go talk to Brother Trust about everything, and then go home.
All right, before you go, or as you're starting to leave, Lor walks up and kind of puts up an arm and says, "We need to talk about what is happening with you every time we have a combat. Why do you explode and everything turns to crap? What's going on?"
And Aesheon just like sheepishly like backs up and just is kind of like, I'm going through a lot right now. Susan's missing. There are kids being abducted, and I don't have time to talk about all of these emotions I'm feeling right now. And just
Okay.
just kind of is trying to like sheepishly like walk past Lor.
And Laura's like, that's not good enough. You're turning into a liability. You either need to get yourself under control or you're going to start sitting home, because we can't have a potential bomb going off behind us anytime things get a little tense.
And Aesheon just like thaumaturgies and is frustrated with Lor saying this and says, "You're the one who tried to murder little Ash," and just like gets in Lor's face and is like, "If anyone's a liability, you are. You ran him through without even trying to get any more information out of him." And like, you just have this like angry, frustrated, tired 20-year-old tiefling who is towered by Lor, just like red-eyed, and like he just has like crackles of energy on his hands right now because he's just so agitated by Lor saying that he's
Quick.
And like he like brings up that he like destroyed 2 goblins, and just like, what more do you want from me?
Quick question for you both. What's your passive perception?
I
think I'm an 11.
am. Hold on. 13.
Okay. Yeah, continue.
Okay. Lore gets right back up in his face as well and is like, he's a goblin. We kill goblins. Letting them live is a liability. We can't have them following us around. Yes, in this case it worked out, but you can't be nursemaid to every single enemy we're fighting. When we're fighting creatures, evil creatures, goblins are evil creatures. They are worth nothing more than to be killed. And I'm letting you do whatever this thing is you're doing with this one, but this is not going to be a repeat thing.
And just like, the only reason why I saved him was to get more information out of him. And he like pulls little Ash out of his sack and just like has him in his arm and like looks at Lore and is like, this is what saved us tonight. And then just is like, I don't know what is going on with you right now, but you need to take a step back.
Lore gets real quiet and is like, you need to walk away.
And so Aesheon just walks out of walks towards the door to leave.
And Lord's just going to go back and start hitting the furnace very hard.
Well, I think as like Lore passes, so like in the time that he's like walking past the desk, Zevarra like makes eye contact with him and just says, "You okay?"
Lord just makes up and keeps going.
As they're walking out, you just, bye, angry man!
Oh man, I love it.
I love you!
I'm in the party.
Alrighty, so yeah, okay. If we want that to happen, hey, is there anything else we want to do? And then we're gonna do. If there's nothing else, no other conversations.
I think Zevarra is going to start packing up her stuff to leave as well. And it takes a few minutes, so it gives Lore a chance to like have some space. And then she just like kind of walks over behind him and kind of puts a hand on his shoulder and just says, hey, I really hope you take some time tonight. I appreciate that you challenged him. I know he's getting way out of hand. I also think that he's really trying. So we'll figure it out. I'm gonna go talk to Brumble Patch and just kind of give him the update on what's going on. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. And then
Lord just nods his head and keeps going about his work.
Yeah, so Zevarra like expected that and goes to leave as well.
Okay. So okay, so yeah, it is now nighttime by the I think it was already kind of getting close to evening as you guys were coming across, and
End of the day.
the end of the day, and so like it's nighttime when everyone's leaving. It's not super late. We'll put it around 7-ish o'clock. One thing, just I don't think I explained this to you guys. I realized when and Elizabeth and I were talking back and forth was the way you guys are able to tell night and day in the Hollowed Peak is that there's a giant vent hole in the middle. Actually, if we go to the map the map here, guys, this giant black hole in Arclay is a vent hole that goes from the peak down to the very core of the island, of the mountain. And so from there, sunlight comes in, wind, and like kind of just things to help. That way it's just not all stagnant air, and there are different places to get in sunlight. I would say like Dawn Quarter and the docks, like, because the dock will also get sunlight from it being meeting the water, and Dawn Quarter, just like the way it hits. But Mistrot, like, they just kind of, it is a little bit more kind of gross over there because of just not being able to hit the sunlight. Like, it doesn't get as much sunlight, just how it goes, and just other stuff. But like, that's the way. Like, it's not like, oh man, I just feel a little bit more tired. It's like you guys are able to tell that because of the cylinder, and like that is also, there's like staircases there as well that will allow you to go up to the upper levels and also lower levels. So
What district are we again?
Cloud District. Yeah, it's Cloud. It goes the mines, the service district, the Cloud District. I know the top one is Radiant. And Solar District is the one right above you guys. So it goes Mine, Service, Cloud, Solar, Radiant.
Oh.
Or Radiance, sorry.
Good things to know.
Yeah, and this was something your characters all would know.
Yeah.
Do we know how you're, like, is there a way to travel between, like, I know you said there was the stairwell, but like, is it like free travel, or like,
No, like okay. It's you can go to lower districts and come back up to the one that you're at. However, for you to go higher, you either need to be invited or like pay an exorbitant amount, or like
Sneak.
yeah, or illegally get up there. But it is rare for people to get up there. Right. So, we're going to say Ash is able to get to the Hall of the Golden Coral, and Brother Toss is there, or Truss, and he's there, and now well, since you watched all the episodes, do you remember what his voice was? Was it?
He's an orc.
I thought his voice was just like something like, "Oh, Ash, it's getting kind of late. Can I help you?"
So Aesheon just like begins to explain to Brother Truss everything that they have experienced over the last day. That they found goblins in the sewer. That they've discovered that the goblins had ledgers talking about the stolen kids. And he begins to ask him questions about the servants of Reese and Cresthaven. So like his main like questions for Brother Truss are, what do you know of the servants of Reese, and what do you know of how, like, what connections does he have, like who, like, what is there a way for Aesheon and the detective agency to get into Cresthaven with Brother Truss's help?
Goblins, that's they they kind of creep me out. You ever look one in the eyes, it feels like there's nothing there. Like, not even a soul. I don't know what I would do if I met one to face to face.
Keeping little Ash covered by his cloak.
If I met one face to face, oh, well, in all my years, I think I would either die or, yeah, probably just die. Ugh. Anyway.
Aesheon's just like, they're not all bad.
I've never met a good goblin. But anyway, let's see. Why would you want to go into Cresthaven? I would tell you, those guys are weirdos. Like, they built a fence around their whole property, and it's guarded by, like, I don't know how they did it, but they have an in with the police, and it's guarded there. Which is why Susan's work was so good. I know Susan, me and her talked a few times, and she was able to get in, but I don't know. She had connections that she never really told me how. But she was able to get in. Like, if you really need to get in, wouldn't tell you to break the law, because, oh man, that's something I wouldn't really suggest for anyone to do. Otherwise, I'd probably lose my stay at the parsonage here. But I don't know. Maybe talk to Guy Gulliver. He might know a way or two. Or you really have to sneak it. I don't even want to think about it. Yeah, I don't want any of that. But what was that? What was the last thing you said? Feces?
The servants of Reese. We found a paper that said that the small ones, the children, were taken to the servants of Reese. And like Aesheon like starts saying, like talking about like when I was being trained at the orphanage, they taught us about the Celestials and their worship, and I learned about their names, and I can recall that Reese was one of the Celestials, and I can't place or pinpoint exactly what they are a Celestial of, but these people who are taking the kids are apparently worshippers of Reese.
Roll a perception check.
That's not great.
It's an easy check, but what you get?
Okay. I just gotta double check what my perception bonus is.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna see what this music sounds like. There we go. I think that will fit the mood that we're going for.
Well, that's a 6.
A 6? No, yeah, it was.
He's so like caught up in all the stuff that's happening that he can't really focus.
Yeah, like you pretty much see like his eye twitch a little bit, like, and he stiffens up a little bit. And he puts both his hands on your shoulder, and he's like, Ash, you have to promise me that you won't get involved with Reese. Sorry, it's been a long day here at the docks. Anyone that gets in touch with the Celestial and communes with them is dangerous. Hold on, this gives me a quick question. I need to message Josh something real quick. I have to ask.
That's good. That's a good question. Yeah.
I'll just text you because I can't find you on Discord.
No, it's all good. I don't even think I know how to answer a message on Discord.
And so he's like, just, I want you to be careful. I don't. Celestial worship is a dangerous thing, especially when people get involved with it. It messes with their head, and I lost many good friends. So I want you to promise me that you will not follow the temptations of a celestial.
And Aesheon just kind of like looks at him and goes, "Why would anyone ever want to follow a celestial?
I don't know.
The punishment of such things is to be taken away and to be thrown into lower levels and to be servants of this place as punishment. I would never want." And then he begins to like just pontificate about Odine and just the greatness of the elementals. And
he's like, "Look, Ash, I don't have any lost faith that you will do the right thing. It's just, I know that the Celestials are tricky, and if they want you, they'll do whatever they can to get their hands into you and just take everything from you. And like he kind of like wistfully like kind of looks off to the side. He's like, I seen it up close, and I don't want to see it happen to another person I care about."
Dave, would I'm assuming Aesheon would have used his like detect magic ability.
Yeah, that ability. Yeah,
that he has. And did he didn't get anything off?
No, nothing
trust,
off.
right? Okay.
Yeah, nothing off trust. And
okay.
so he's just like,
and so like Aesheon just like takes Trust's hands like he normally would, and like clasps them together and just like thanks him and just says, "Brother, would you pray with me as I've just." And he just like begins to just like openly like weep and break down about like, because like Trust knows about like Aesheon's past and like Trust and him like connected as he like was graduating out of the orphanage, and so like Aesheon is just like broken and like just begins to like just kind of blubber about like, "I don't know how to do this without Susan," and so he just asks like Trust to pray over him and pray with him.
Don't worry, Ash. I will definitely. Let's just pray. You relied on thaumaturgy again, didn't you?
And just like Ash is like, it's becoming a problem.
It's the thing about Odine. She is free flowing and uncontained, and she is strong. I don't know why I said she, because they are they. Sorry, sometimes I get a little bit confused in my old age, but yeah, Odine, they are, as we just said, powerful and cannot be contained, and your emotions are they are so in tuned with Odine. The thing is, just like Odine, how they can't be contained and can do great good and help, like bring rain to help crops and bring water to help destroy drought. Unchecked and without like any kind of stop on it, it can destroy the world. It can go and flood towns and destroy boats, and your emotions are like this, and I know you know this. Maybe here, hold on one second. And he turns around and like starts digging through like this chest he has, and he's like, I got this from a trader. He called it a stress ball. And maybe here, you just squeeze this whenever you kind of get mad or something. I don't know. It might help.
Just the mage hand takes the stress ball from him and just starts squeezing it.
Yeah, I like to imagine it's like it looks like a little bird head, and when you squeeze it, the eyes are like beep. No, not a bird head. Sorry, it's a goblin head. It's a goblin head.
I don't think Aesheon would take it if it was a bird head.
Yeah, no, it's a goblin head.
He
Yeah.
just is squeezing this little head of a goblin with the mage hand.
Yeah, and he goes, "Meow." So, maybe just give that a squeeze or two next time you feel a little bit touchy. Yeah, let's let me pray. And yeah, he prays and then what do you go home or?
Yeah, Aesheon then leaves.
Okay.
And then while he's walking back, he like takes little Ash's, like the cloak off of little Ash, and like his head pops up, and he hands little Ash the little goblin ball, and little Ash begins to like squeeze the little goblin ball and like get like excited by the like goblin's eyes coming out of it.
And then he reaches and tries to pull Zona. No, just they don't come out now. Yeah, so that happens, and yeah. So this is something I thought would be fun to do for the downtime session. You guys all kind of, well, most of you guys, Nate was probably a little bit busy, but yeah, I think you all have ideas that you want to do today in this kind of downtime, getting prepared. You guys all know that overall the mission is to find out how to get into Crest Haven. So what I figured would be fun is that we're going to roll for initiative to find out who is going to go first in to have their downtime action. So
Okay. Let's see. First roll of the day. Right, I've posted it to initiative. Ooh. I got an 18.
okay.
I rolled a 12.
Dookie.
Aesheon rolled a 7.
7.
I rolled a 17.
17. Okay.
Hey.
So this will, I guess, give you a little second to find out what you want to do, unless you already know what you want to do. But we're gonna start with Zevarra. So
Okay.
yeah, so I guess just a little bit of a setting, like it's. I'm just gonna say, just unless there's something you desperately wanted to do when you were between going to bed, it is now the next morning. You like the sunlight comes through, and you. This is something I'm not 100% sure I have communicated well to you guys, but like the technology of this world is like kind of like how steampunk is, but instead of steam, it's like magical cores. And so there are some conveniences. So there's like refrigerators and heaters and air conditioners that are built into things just from these magic cores, and there's a lot of convenience stuff. And so there would be like maybe an equivalent of an alarm clock that you would have. And so I don't know, would Zevarra set an alarm, or is she someone that like just gets up, like she doesn't need an alarm?
No, I think Zevarra would set alarm. I think Zevarra doesn't need one, but her past and her discipline has taught her the importance and wisdom of having one. So Zevarra would set an alarm for probably about 4:30 in the morning, get herself up and get herself ready and leaving her home by about 5.
And there's like it's the sun is like just coming up, and from the vent, which is kind of what people call it, the hole that goes through the mountain, you can see like the blues starting to become mixing with crimson, so that it's like you can kind of see this this like purplish reddish light kind of peeking into the lip of the vent, but it's still kind of dark.
Yeah, and it's Zevarra's favorite time of the day in reality, because there's so few people up. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and it's also really beautiful. it's one of the few times living here in this city that she gets to kind of take in the beauty of the natural world that she knows exists, but doesn't really get to experience living here in this part of the city. So Zevarra packs up her stuff. She has kind of a knapsack that she brings with her. And as she heads out, she stops by one of the corner bakeries that she makes a habit of stopping by every morning. She's friends with the baker there, who's named Lily. Dave, you can make up a name or a voice for Lily. Have fun with that.
Hey! I'm Lily Bird! No, I'm joking.
Oh, no. No, Zevarra likes Lily.
Hey, Zevarra.
Hey, Lily. How you doing this morning?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just, just getting the bread. You getting your normal?
Yeah, I am. So Zevarra's favorite pastry is a hand pie that Lily makes with some sharp cheddar cheese, pecans, and mushrooms with a little bit of honey. And it's just a little like puff pastry pie that she takes with her. Just a nostalgic reminder of home. And so she always gets that. And then just a small loaf of like walnut seeded bread. So like a whole wheat kind of eat with your lunch or dinner, simple bread. And that's her normal for the mornings.
And she's like, here you go. I threw in a little bit of extra. I didn't think you would mind. I don't know, maybe you could bring it down to the agency. I just didn't sell this like a couple loaves of this mango bread, and I don't know, like
mango bread, is that a new one?
It's a new thing. Yeah, it's a new thing, but it really isn't taking off because it's like it's got the sweet and the greens, and I don't know, I think it just confuses a lot of people, but I just thought, like, I don't know, I know you mentioned the guys down there and you were just having a kind of rough time with Susan. I thought I would give you guys with that, and I put in, yeah, like just that and like just a little bit of something, hopefully lift the guy's spirits.
That's really sweet of you. Thanks, Lily. And I just want to say, I think that you should always try out new flavors. I love the creativity, and I think no matter what you put in bread, it ends up being amazing. So,
well, the ones that I bring out,
your critics.
And you don't want to. Yeah, they're all good. They're all good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want you to think about that. I believe that's true. You should believe that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, they. And like you just hear like from the back like a like thinking about experiments. I need to go check that. Maybe I'll bring it down to the agency since you like it all. So
well, I'll check in tomorrow morning as usual. So you'll have to let me know how it goes.
Okay. Yeah. I need to go make sure that the magic core doesn't explode. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll be back.
No worries. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye. And you just see her like nervously rush back.
So Lily takes her packages and like puts them in her knapsack and then heads out. And she walks a very familiar to her path through the city to the temple of Kaj, though she doesn't go in the temple or even, actually particularly kind of makes a wide berth around the temple. In a show of somewhat avoidance, and finds the cemetery that is located nearby. Zevarra makes a very respectful walk through the cemetery, maybe stopping to look at a few of the grave sites that have been decorated by family. But but finds a corner where, well, Dave, we hadn't talked about this. Is there like plant growth down here? Like what is that? What does that look like?
I think there are like parks and stuff that are taken care of. Like they would have sprinklers that are Magic Core operated. I was imagining when we were talking about that there is like a tree that you are near where what you're about to be doing. But yeah, but it is a well taken part of, and Kaj being the element of earth, they like it seems that the plant life and life here, and especially in, also by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, she is also in Stone Bay, which is a district over. And so in Stone Bay is where the temple for Kaj is set up, and it just seems like within Stone Bay there's just plant life. People are just like, is it because the blessing of Kaj is there, or is it the fact that it's the closest district to the vent and gets the best sunlight and rain and stuff? Who's to know? But no one, but there is plant life in there.
So Zevarra makes her way to this one tree that is actually a little bit smaller than the rest, but it's chosen specifically because it's a bit of ways from everything. So there aren't really any graves by that tree. It wouldn't be where, if you were coming to visit, you would choose to go. And tucked kind of behind the tree, away from where you would be able to see easily or catch sight of, Zevarra has actually planted a small garden. And within this garden are some known plants and flora to the city, but also some maybe foreign plants and flora that most of the city dwellers wouldn't know, but it's this beautiful little oasis that is kind of tucked back in the back of this graveyard. So she quietly makes her way back there and sits down, pulls off her knapsack, and pulls out a book that is a compilation of pressed flowers and art pieces that she's been working on, and pulls out her breakfast and pulls out her art supplies and flips to the page that she's working on, which is actually a landscape of a small village, and sits down and pulls everything out and starts to draw, and she just quietly says out loud, "Hey, Rosie, I've been missing you recently. I haven't been able to get out here. I'm sorry about that. It's been a really crazy few weeks. I don't know. I feel like my life is falling apart again. I was starting to feel like maybe, just maybe, it was starting to be okay. Maybe, just maybe, Susan was helping me figure out how to make sense of the world, and she's gone. Although I guess I should have expected that, right? It's been hard. And it's been hard without you, and it's been hard not being here, and I don't know. And she kind of trails off as she quietly eats her breakfast and continues drawing and sits in silence for a few moments.
And in that silence, we hear a wind. We hear a wind blowing just lightly, and just. And then we hear lightning crash as the wind begins to pick up, and we are not in this garden anymore. We are in an unknown place, like as thunder and lightning are crashing around, and we see Zevarra, or at least a younger Zevarra, running through the woods as she seems to be looking or calling out at we don't know if she's screams of terror or screams of searching. We're not sure because of just the wind then and the rain just drowning her out. And then we hear like something pierce through the noise, just Zevarra. And then as it draws closer and closer, and Zevarra, you hear a familiar voice in and through this rainstorm as a half elf runs up to you and like grabs you and says, Zevarra, where are you running?
No, I can't I can't do this. I can't do this. You have to stop it.
She's gone because of you.
No, I know. You're not real. You're not real. I'm not here. This isn't real.
Can't run from what you've done.
No. I know. Finn, stop. You have to leave me alone. You have to leave me alone. I can't do this.
Is everything okay there, lady? And we're back in the garden. And behind you, that grip that you felt on your shoulder is actually a grip of a turtle, kind of in like a brown, earthy toned kind of toga, and he's just like, I see you come here often, and you looked a little bit distressed. I normally just keep my distance, but are you okay?
Zevarra quickly, she's so distressed at this point, quickly starts packing things up and like pulls away from him. And I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be distracting. I'm fine. I need to go. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Look. I'm recently here. I'm one of I serve Kaj.
I can't.
Look, I'm not going to force you to do anything. But if you need someone to talk to, my name, just call me T. Okay? Feel free. I can sense Kaj within you, and I want you to know that you have a home here. Not only can I sense that power, I can see that you are definitely carrying something, and I don't want to push my boundaries, but feel free if you have a chance to, if you want to.
She puts her amulet back inside because in the frenzy it had fallen out, but she quickly puts it back and says, "Sir, you are being very kind."
It comes with the profession.
I'm sure it does, but I don't know what Kaj has to offer me. He has taken so much as it is, and I appreciate I appreciate the... Sorry, I was just getting a bunch of Discord messages and I wanted to make sure there wasn't something wrong. You can hear me okay, right?
Yes, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, no, we're talking in the Roll20, so you're getting Roll20 notifications.
Oh, Roll20, sorry. I just want to make sure that I hadn't gone away for a second. Sir, Kaj has taken so much from me as it is. I don't think that there's anything that you could offer me as much as your kindness is moving.
Mhm.
I will be fine. And Zevarra walks away.
One real quick, and like he just pulls this stone out of his pocket. I know it might not seem much, but I just want you to hold on to this. It's a stone that is tied to Kaj, and I believe they are telling me to give it to you. And you get this like this yellow brownish stone. It's like a cistrine. It's like this kind of gem that he hands to you, and he's just like, I don't know why they were telling me to do this, but once again, I understand. If you don't want it, I'll hold on to it from when you're ready, but I understand if you have to go as well.
Zevarra reaches out and takes it, and again kind of nods at him and just says, "Thank you for your kindness to a stranger," and then turns and walks away.
Just like nods his head and then kind of slowly moves back towards the
So Zevarra knows that her next task before going to work, going back to the detective agency, is to go and check in with Brumble Patch.
Right. Yeah, we can. Well, why don't we do a rotation and then we'll come back and do that.
Yeah. So I guess what we can say is, knowing how shaken up she is, she kind of takes the long route through the city, just to kind of walk it off and try to compose herself before going and meeting with Brumble Patch.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Let's flip it off. Love it.
All right, so next, we'll get the other Z out of the way. Zephan, what would you like to do?
Well, Zephan's gonna wake up back at the detective agency,
Mhm.
because that's where he passed out after being awake for 2 days. The first thing he's gonna do is get up and basically crack his back, crack his knuckles, crack his neck. He's gonna stretch out, kind of limber up for a second, and then walk over and he's gonna make a pot of coffee.
All right. I'm just gonna ask real quick, Laura, are you still here, or did you go to your place? Either's fine. I'm just trying to figure out who's in this scene. John, are you? Is Laura still here, or?
No, we'll say Lore went home.
Okay, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, so Zephan's gonna go make a pot of coffee, drink a cup of coffee, and then head back to his house.
All right.
Which we actually haven't ever talked about where that is or anything.
Yeah, so
Figure that out later.
well, it would be close to Dawn Quarter, which is where everyone is. So
okay.
And we can talk about where that is as we go on. But
yeah, he's gonna head back to his house. He's going to, when he gets there, he's going to get his Mad Dog disguise and pack that in a pack along with his burglar's tools, thieves' tools. So basically, he's getting his disguise kit, his thieves' tools, his burger. He's gonna pack all that into a pack, and I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I had it written down what I was going to do here. So first, he's actually going to get dressed up as Mad Dog. He's going to put on his Mad Dog disguise.
All right. I just remembered you did send me stuff, so I'm bringing up that text message. I forgot. Yeah, I thought you texted me.
Yes, I think it was in the group chat. Let's see here.
All right, but yeah, no, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, so he's gonna get dressed up as Mad Dog, and then he's gonna proceed to his favorite pub. See if he can get some breakfast there. He's gonna. I'm assuming the pub would do breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll
it's an all day thing.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll roll in there and go up and be like, right, there's some eggs and bacon, please.
Okay. Oh, yes, this is the morning staff. This is Miss. I forgot what the guy's name is. The bartender. Oh, you just called me
He doesn't have a
Mrs. Yeah, the unnamed bartender. You just called me Mrs. DM. What do you want?
Right, Mrs. DM, I have bacon and eggs and get me some orange juice, please.
Okay, yeah, here you go. And she goes back and is like, get some children and some juice on the plate, thank you. And in a couple minutes it comes out, it's like, yeah, you got a deal? Anything else I can get you?
He's gonna take out a silver coin and kind of play with it a little bit, set it on the counter, and go, well, I mean, I've got a bit of a question for you. Have you ever heard of a place called Crest Haven?
Oh, yeah, you have to be living under a rock not to know about Crest Haven. Yeah, it's where all the posh people are. There's some weird stuff going in there, if you know what I mean.
That's what I've heard. Any idea how to get in?
Oh, no, that isn't my sort of deal. Let's see, I think you would have to, I don't know, there might be, we might be able to find somebody.
So here we'll, my coins again. Mad Dog will pull out a second coin, set it on the thing, kind of play around with it a little bit, slide it over and go, any idea who would be our doctor for that?
You come back tonight? Is that a possibility? We might be able to have that information together for you.
Yeah, I think I can be back here tonight. I think a pint of nice beer stout over here would be great.
Okay, yeah.
All right, thanks, darling.
Call me Mrs.
Say, all right, Mrs. And starts eating his breakfast.
All right, and then as you're eating, you see, you hear this troll and a tiefling kind of walk in and behind you, and it's just you hear the clatter, and you're just like, what time do you think you got up, approximately?
I don't know, probably
earlier than you. Well, no, you're normally pretty on time, so.
Yeah, I'm normally pretty on time, and so. Yeah, I don't know, probably whatever the normal time would be to get up.
Yeah, well, we'll say somewhere between 7 and
and
9. We'll just
yeah,
start
I
that.
think at this point, by the time I've gotten over to the pub, it's probably somewhere closer to 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And then it's just this tiefling's like, oh man, you hear the news? And the dwarf's like, yup, gonna be a busy day. Apparently there was some giant rodents up in Itisdpayne. Forgot the name of the place that's up there that you guys just were at. What's the district?
Mistrot?
No, not Mistrot.
Over?
Up in Glass Point. The whole place is flooded. It's ain't pretty. Yeah, I know. But we gotta pay, Yep. We'll just have to. They said they saw some people asking questions. I don't know. It's crazy times. And then as they're kind of talking, you say, hello there, dearies. And she's like, what can I get you? And, they kind of just go off and mumble. Is there anything else you want to do here, or?
No, I think I'm just gonna finish eating my breakfast.
All right. You know what? Why don't you roll to see how well you'll...
Okay. How was the breakfast? Just a straight roll for that?
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, it was a pretty good breakfast. Yeah.
Never go wrong with bacon and eggs and orange juice, right?
Yeah. Some
I
kids.
loved the is it poisoned roll.
No, it was just more of like, did he get food poisoning? Not no like actual getting poisoned.
Oh.
Roll a Constitution saving throw. All right.
Oh, please no.
Oh, I told the chef not to put the eggs in. Oh gosh, no.
I love it.
Oh yeah, so if you're gonna just hang out there, let's waddle on to Lore.
All right.
What would you like to do?
Are we ready to do the subplot we discussed, or do we want to wait on that and put some more thought into it?
It can. I figure it can come in at like it kind of be something similar to what we did with Elizabeth. Like we can put a little bit of thought, but it can get introduced and
At least get the concept down? Okay.
yeah.
All right, so Lore is going to go to. He has a coaching job where he coaches a group of youths. They're kind of like a weapons combat group that is in a league, and like, so you've got teams that compete. You know, your kind of basic like sports situation. And so the way he got involved with this was while in his early days working with Susan, Susan asked him to coach for this league as a favor for her, something he wasn't super thrilled to do because that's not really his thing. But, you know, due to his loyalty to Susan, he agreed and decided that he would take on this coaching position, which is basically a bunch of, you know, undertrained kids that want to learn how to swing a sword and that kind of stuff, but aren't very good at it. So at this point, he's been doing that for probably a year or so.
Okay. You know, why don't we like maybe as you're getting ready, like if you're in your apartment or something, like as you're like, I don't know, maybe like washing the like sleep out of your eyes, like it.
Mm-hmm.
You just like have a memory pop into your head, and you hear Susan just like, "Oh hey, I have a job for you, Lore." I don't remember if that was her voice. It's been a while, but she's a Kaetchuum, which she can change her voice. That's one of the things.
Sure. And Laura says, sure, Susan, what do you need?
Okay, look. So, I remember, we know where we originally met, but you have some training with the blade. I know it's something you're trying to put down, but honestly, look, there's some kids here. It's like glorified, like Olympics sports stuff, and they need some help. Would you mind just showing them the basics of swordplay and maybe some tactics? Like, it's some sort of like military-esque games that they play, and they desperately need help.
Laura kind of takes just kind of sighs and it's like, I guess I could go over for a day and, you know, maybe show them a few things. Like, sure, I could do that maybe this weekend on my day off.
It's gonna be more than a day.
What does that mean?
Like, they're really bad. Like, I know you don't like people around the age of 20 and things that are about the size of a goblin, but look, I need you to help them out.
Okay, and I mean, like I said, I can go over on my day off this Saturday, and I'll run them through a few drills and send them on their way.
Lore, I've known you for years, and honestly, I'm not trying to say this as like a a boss kind of thing, but as someone that really cares about you, I honestly think you're gonna have to do this a little bit. It's gonna help. You won't see it now, and honestly, you might not appreciate it for years, like. But I honestly think some of the stuff you're dealing with from your time in the service will, I think it really will help you to at least remember what it was like to train and lead others, even if it's just something simple. So, look, I know you said you just want to do it for one day. I may have already signed you up for like 2 or 3 days for the next month every week. So, look.
What? Whoa. Are you saying that you want me to go and be a coach to a bunch of misfits who don't know any better than to cut their own arm off?
Lor, if you remember correctly, you were a misfit as well.
I was never a misfit.
Do you need to remember where I found you? Look.
No.
I don't want to pull... I wouldn't force you to do this if I didn't think it would help. And look, I'm not a trained therapist. I'm a detective, okay? And I want you to do this, and I want you to really to try. And honestly, just do it for the month. I'll give you a bonus, okay? And if it's not working, if you don't want to do it anymore, you can stop. Okay? I'll give you a little bit of a bonus for this month. Is that a deal?
Fine, but to be clear, this isn't about the money. I don't care about the money. The only reason I'm doing this is because you're asking me to. I'll give it a try for a month. I'll see what happens. Don't hold your breath. I don't think that... I think my talents are going to be wasted there. I can do much more just working around the shop here than spending time with a bunch of rugrats who don't know the right end of a spear. But because you're asking, I'll give it a shot for a month.
Lor, to be perfectly honest, you can't live your life just fixing the same ear.
It's been working out so far.
Yeah, you think that. You need to at least talk to someone else besides this crazy bird. Who knows? We might have some new people join us eventually, and if you're you normally throughout the rest of the day, it ain't gonna go well.
Well, I don't hate that idea.
Look, let's give it a month. We'll talk about it in a month, and if it's something you want to keep doing, we'll make sure we can get it in the schedule. And if it's not, then we'll figure it out. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Give me the when you have a chance. Give me the details where it's at.
I have it right here.
Awesome. Great.
Yep. You're gonna go talk with Guy Gulliver. Okay? He's the one that's kind of running this class and needs the help.
Gulliver.
Yeah.
All right. When does this start? When do we begin?
In a couple hours.
You are a piece of work.
All I do is work. All right. I'll see you.
Bye.
And then like you kind of splash the water like into your face as like that memory fades and you remember, oh yeah, it's that day.
Once again. All right, we playing this out?
I don't know, we can...
Or do you want to rotate again?
Yeah, we can rotate. Yeah, we can go there and we'll think about going on. I'm also just watching the time because I know that...
Yeah, I know.
I'm just like, okay. So... so yeah. Ash.
Yeah.
So I'll ask, after you met with Brother Trust, did you go right? Like, did you just pass out for the night, or?
A great question. No, he did not. He was very excited to introduce Little Aesheon, or Little Ash, to a friend of his, and so when they get back to his house or to his room, I'm assuming that he like has like a room upstairs and like either like an inn or I don't know. It's not like his own, like it's not like he owns the house or anything.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that.
like
Probably
it's an
Susan,
apartment
like,
or
set
something.
him up with it.
Yeah.
So he goes into his like apartment that's like basically a studio apartment. There's like no other room. It's like you walk in and there's his bed and like maybe like a dresser or something that like, or like a trunk or a chest or something that like keeps his stuff. And but it's not his. It's like the apartment's thing. And, like all of his possessions are like neatly tucked in like a corner. Well, maybe just strewn haphazardly in a corner. And so as he like comes in to the room, he like starts talking to like little Ash and just is like, well, here's our new home, buddy. And like begins taking everything out of that, starts taking everything out of the chest, and starts making like a little bed for him inside of like, I was thinking like almost like drawers, but I don't know if that's what the type of thing they have there. But basically like the idea was he would like open up a drawer and like make a bed for little Ash in a drawer for him to sleep.
That works.
And so he got this thing together for him, and then as little Ash like started doing whatever a goblin does to get himself ready for the end of the day, because Aesheon has no idea what anything about goblins. Can I roll a thing to know if I know anything about goblins, or if I'm just awkwardly just?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you know. Do a intelligence check. I'm trying to see if there's.
Okay.
I won't say nature
Plus
yet.
one roll.
Yeah, so do that. Or you can do a history. Let's see if you can think of a history. And we'll see if you know more folklore or if you know actual things.
He rolled a 9.
A 9? Alright, yeah, you know, like, kind of like the basic stuff that normally goblins are. Like, they're like kind of sneaky, stealthy kind of creatures, and they like things of the dark, and but yeah, like they prefer kind of they can unchecked go, like not go crazy, but like they can get violent if left unchecked, and can cause a lot of destruction. And then you also know that it's like I don't know if you remember reading this from something in the past that and you're not 100% sure if it's true or not, but you know that goblins like to at least once. Shoot, now it just left my head, whatever it was. But yeah, pretty much it's like they can't like take a bath after the moon has risen, otherwise like it's very dangerous for them. That's why they stink.
So yeah. So he just kind of lets little Ash kind of do his thing and like maybe like pull some food, put like some rations out for him. And then while little Ash does his thing, he begins to set up some candles, and he has a few sun rods that he like strikes, and it's like the room becomes like super bright, like overly bright, because there's like multiple sun rods and there's candles lit, and he begins to light incense and starts to like draw on the ground like a symbol with like the incense, and then he like sits cross-legged and like pulls his like hands up, and then with his tail he raises up his staff, and so like the stone starts to glow, and he just begins to like chant incantations, and as he's doing that, I don't know like how exactly they would show up, but like to me it like almost feels like a mist would like kind of like start like pouring into the room or something like that. Like I don't know, like from like our backstory, they just kind of like showed up in a corner the first time I met them, so like I don't actually know how they ever get into the place. I just know
Yeah,
this is what I'm supposed
got
to do
you.
to like meet them.
Got you. Well, we'll say while this is happening, like there's a pulse of energy that is like entering the room, and it's just like you can feel something is changing. Where like the light of the rods and the candles seem to flicker, as it seems like there's this hum of energy, and we actually like change scenes like through the light. It gets like really bright, and we kind of pull out of a fireplace, and we see a small blue tiefling just shivering by the fire, just kind of confused and not knowing what is happening, because it seems like everybody else in this orphanage is being taken. Taken's the wrong word. Is finding new home. Well, a younger Ash shivers alone in this room. And it's just quiet. We can hear like just noises from the city around him, and pretty much he goes in, like this child leaves the room, starts walking down a hallway, and they see this an abnormal streak of light and color pass by one of the doorways. They go in and explores and opens up the room and looks around. It seems to be dark, and as he steps in, this flash of light and colorful plume of feathers appears behind Ash. And this creature looks at him throughout his cloak, and it says, "Garrick."
You know my name.
I know a lot of things about you, Garrick. As its head slithers forward, this giant ebony colored snake head slithers forward as cracks of emerald light flickers out of it. What happened to your parents was very disappointing. But won't let that same fate happen to you, boy.
Ooh.
That is neither here nor now. We can cover that later. But right now, my name is Tikal. Your parents knew me very well, young Garrick.
What do you want with me?
Why, I want to take care of you. You feel like no one wants you, am I correct? Well, just to say, I'm here. You'll be like a son to me, and I'll take care of you. You know, like a family. Do you like that?
Yes. You want to take care of me? Like a family?
Yes.
I would like to have family again.
Nothing that I want more in this moment. You to be my son. Just, there's one thing I have to do. Stretches out this clawed hand towards you. You trust me.
Aesheon reaches his hand out and grabs hold of his hand, and his eyes begin to glow.
See this emerald smile grow across this snake's head, and we're back in the room. And Garrick, my boy, as this plume of colors appears behind you, you rang.
And Aesheon just becomes like he has been so like downtrodden and so kind of like lost, and as he hears his name, he like takes this big deep breath, and almost as if like new life has been like brought into him, and he says, "Father, my lord, I have so many things to ask of you, and I have someone I want you to meet, but before I introduce him to you, something terrible has happened.
Oh,
Susan's missing, and it seems that Reese is behind it."
oh, Reese, what a pitiful excuse for a celestial. Yeah, he might have part in it, but I've known this Susan. She is known further than what you could imagine. Nothing against you. It's just you haven't left Halcyon Peaks before. Susan has, let's just say, interdimensional properties. But that's neither here nor there. Bryce might have done something with that, but honestly, he wasn't doing it alone, and he's just more in it for the sport. But, what about him? Yes, he bores me.
And so Aesheon says, this case we're working, there's children who are orphans that have been taken, and as you know, I can't sit by and watch an orphan be harmed that way. Reese's servants seem to be the ones who are taking them.
Mhm.
I need to know how can I get into Cresthaven, Father?
You've been using thaumaturgy, haven't you? Don't worry, it's good. It's like an extension of your body, your passion. You should let it fire out and just let it touch everything you see. Because in your emotions and your outburst is where true strength lies, my son. Getting in
And
there.
as he says that, Aesheon just thaumaturgies, and like just his voice booms like crazy, and his eyes turn red, and he just like lets out like a guttural like, "Why are they taking the children?" And just lets out that like guttural like reaction to him as he's talking.
Yes. Excellent. I don't know 100% why, but let's see. Let's get into the real problem. Getting into Cresthaven. Much as I despise Rice, I will admit he is pretty good at setting up a boundary, a fortress, and, well, let's just be honest, without his worship is much stronger there, so it's not something I can just force my way. However, I believe, if I remember correctly, there's a feast coming up soon. I think I remember it being whispered between the Celestials of something about Rice Day, or something foolishly named like that. I don't know. We really don't listen to him. But it seems that there's possibly feast or festival where security might be more laxed. And there might be, options to get in. With, really only you, my son, here, it's, as great as your faith in me is, it's not strong enough for me to force my way into Cresthaven and open a way. Of course, if you found explosives, that's always fun. But
as he says that, like Aesheon's like, no, I would never have asked you to provide the way, just to guide me in how to put an end to this. And as he's just doing that, he stops and just goes, but more importantly, and he points to this little goblin who is like climbing his way into this like into this like drawer, and he's like, little Ash. And he's just like,
yes, God.
He can't pick it up with the mage hand, but like he just like the mage hand comes over and it's just like saying come, and it's like the mage hand is like directing him where to come, and so the goblin comes in front, and he like presents to Tekal, as I am your servant, I present to you my servant, and lays little Ash out in front of Tekal.
I see. It looks like the family is growing. Well, do you want to see if I can bestow the same gift upon him?
Yes. Since he, I did eviscerate all of his friends, and I'm pretty sure everyone else he knows is dead and drowned. So he now is mine, and I am all he has.
Good enough for me. Let's see. And like he gets real close to little Ash and is like, you have touched the world beyond, haven't you? Little Ash like looks in his eyes and is like, I died. Yes. I can smell it. And he reaches out his hand. Like, take hold. See if you can handle. And so Josh, I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
And
for little Ash. For little Ash.
And we are throwing inspiration onto this.
Okay. Yeah. So it's
right,
it's a
3.
Yeah, I will say it's gonna be difficult, but go ahead. I'll tell you the DC. I'll tell you the DC.
Okay.
It's more middling. You just got to beat a 12.
Okay. All right. Here we go. We need at least a 9. We need at least a 9. Here we go. First roll. It's beautiful first roll. Let's roll the second one. I rolled a natural 17 and a natural 19.
Okay. And
so that is a total of a 22.
And so he grasps hold together, and like this crack in the head of this snake just crawls down and shoots down its arm and shoots up into the arm, into the head of a little Ash, and this emerald light just shines out, and as Ash is like, oh my gosh, and faints, and just he's like, yes, that happens sometimes. Yeah, no, he's He accepted the power. That was surprising. But yeah, no, and like Ash gets up and like you can see energy crackling between his hands and energy is just like, oh, I see. And so yes, little Ash for everyone that would like to know. Because I said it was a little bit too confusing to just remember like just remember everything. So little Ash right now has a level in Warlock. And yeah, Josh, I'll let you take care of that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, but what was that? Garrick. Or Garrick. Forgot how to pronounce it because I don't have your name up right.
No, it's Garrick. Whatever.
Garrick. Just like how you keep your name. This little one has to keep its true name hidden. It's kind of contractual binding stuff, but don't worry, you get it. And don't worry, like whenever I say his name, like he doesn't hear it. Like here, I'll say his name right now. Hey, shit. Yeah, did you get that? And like little Ash is like, oh, and his eyes is just like, yes. Yeah. So anyway, you're now part of the family. And remember, if you ever need my help, just give a ring. Was there anything else?
And Aesheon just like grabs Takal in like a bear hug and just like release of like all of this, like all of the emotion he's been feeling, and he just like falls into Takal and just like is just over and over, thank you.
Yes.
And then he's just like, I promise I will make your name great.
Works for me. And he's like, he pats him down. He's like, don't worry, I know. And then it's just like, well, it seems like the time is running out. And just remember, Susan's out there somewhere. You just gotta make enough noise. And then like you hear like a and like the sun rod breaks and Takal like just kind of evaporates out of the room. You're just there with a little Ash just like, oh, just like arcing lightning between his hands, like wow.
And I like grab him and I pull him close and I like tell him like sternly, now listen to God.
I'm listening.
We're going to sleep.
Okay.
Please don't use your powers until we can learn how to use them.
All right.
And then he just goes on and explains that we'll do that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I just begin like cleaning up everything. I like place little Ash into his like little drawer, and then Aesheon like goes to sleep.
Okay. And you know what? Call it a session there.
Man. I don't know. I don't know if I can do 2 warlocks in our party.
2 clerics in our party.
Uh-huh.
We have extra healing now. There's 2 more D6 of healing plus plus 1 extra spell of possible cure wounds.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna go so bad.
Whew, that was an intense one, guys. That was so good.
Yeah.
I just liked reading the chat as I was going in there, and then it just, this is why you kill all the and I was like, don't bust out laughing, not yet.
Oh no, I saw it, and then I was like, no, don't respond.
Yeah, no. But yeah, we got a little peek into, well, a little bit of everyone's background, except, don't worry, we'll get into Zephan's eventually. But
He's got to stay the mysterious dude with all the connections.
Yep.
so.
I'll play
I
that
get to
out.
rewatch this and write down notes on that last conversation we had.
Yeah. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sprinkled through that is information that we actually need too.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, and then well, next time you guys will be able to talk with others and do the actual information stuff you wanted to do, but hey, sometimes you just got to explore the background of a character.
So good.
Yep. Definitely.
So good.
And I felt like it was, I think it was a good contrast from the craziness of the the sewers. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
So
That was
I think I
phenomenal.
found an item
Yeah, that
I
was really
wanna
good.
get for my character.
Alright.
It's the bottle of boundless coffee.
That exists.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
we can talk about it. Don't worry.
It's a common item.
Common item? Everyone has these? I want one.
It's either common or uncommon. It's from this new Strixhaven book they just came out with.
Oh, that's
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
have
every
to get
time
into
you
Cresthaven
use
to
it-
find it.
Every time you use it, you have to roll a d20, and if you roll a 1, it absolutely refuses to pour out coffee for you.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
Let's-
amazing.
One thing that is, it reminded me of an item that I gave to, well, a few of the people are in the chat now. I don't know if they're still here, but they are in the Sky Pirates campaign, and we realized last session I gave them like a world-breaking item, where it's like it's been in their inventory, and then it's pretty much a goblet that 3 times a day can fill up with any liquid that they want. And well, a potion's a liquid, which kind of saved them in the moment. But
Uh-huh.
I think they're gonna realize that there's some other stuff that comes along with that. So,
Yeah. I'll make sure I'm on Twitch for their next session and
yeah, I
comment like crazy.
I have to update I have their 2 episodes edited, and then Grintax. I honestly like what we have Grintax Academy this Thursday, which that's going liquid gold. EOG is one of the players in there. Yep.
That's the one that's lost almost three of their characters.
Oof.
But no, EOG is not the one. That's the person in Grintax. Here, she's almost lost 3 of her characters. But yeah, no, EOG and Envy and Knight, they tend to shoot themselves and activate traps that they don't need to.
That's fun.
Walk into purple mist, just blindly.
No,
It's a way to do
that's still
it.
Grintax. Grintax, the purple mist walking through. But yeah, that's how they got their other 2 party members, is walking through purple mist. But but yeah, no, but Grintax Academy, that is happening. That will be happening this Thursday, which if you thought this was good, it's gonna be probably a little bit more chaotic session. But it's still gonna probably be somewhat close to this, where there's they just came out of their own little dungeon crawl and is about to do some. Just what happened? What happened? Well, I feel like you guys are still finding out what happened.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And
Very cool.
yeah. Yeah. The pretty much that is true. EOG. You do bonk stuff really good. But yeah, for all the campaigns that are being run, they are all on my YouTube, and I almost have everything edited, and I'll catch up before the crazy content schedule of of this is all gonna come out. Because if you guys like this, there's tons more that's gonna be happening this year. It's the year of D&D here, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But thanks for playing, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. That was great. It was a lot of fun tonight.
And I
Hanging
noticed.
out with us and watching a goblin become a warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I just want to give a peek behind the curtain. I think it literally was the next day or the next 2 days when you guys got out of the. No, I'm pretty. No, because it was Sunday. So I think it was Monday, like that Monday after our session. Josh texted me. He's like, "So I want little Ash to become a warlock." I'm like, okay.
No,
Been
I
sitting on that
said,
one for a month.
could little Ash become a warlock? What would that look like?
Yeah.
I didn't say I want him to become a warlock.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I would be happy if he was a bard.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that one, actually.
There.
I don't know if I would want to listen to him singing all the time. That would be awful.
Bards don't always sing. They're just inspirational.
Yeah. But can you imagine little Ash just hitting on everything?
I was trying to figure out a nice way of saying that. But yeah.
You're a beautiful man. I'm not into goblins. Whatever you say, angry man. Don't know why little Ash turned into Harley Quinn there at the end, but